What's good, YouTube? MQU here, MQU Yu-Gi-Oh! Dilemma, bringing deck profile. What? No Pokemans. Yu-Gi-Ohs. Okay, as I was saying, bringing a deck profile with Mr. John motherfucking Eddie. You may have heard about him in the blog. This is his real Rex Raptor deck that he got a 10th place finisher at the Charlotte Regional a few weeks ago. I've just been way too lazy to get a hold of him because I'm lazy like that. But anyway, let's look at the deck, Mr. Eddie.
Alright,
motherfucker.
Well, a little bit of a different deck. Just running Jurrac, 3 Jurrac Guaiba, 3 Jurrac Velo, 1 Jurrac Dino, 2 Jurrac Aeola, and that's it for the Jurracs. Got a Kinkabayu.
Okay, you don't have to explain this card because I'm sure a bunch of people are confused.
You normal summon it, or whenever it's flipped up or normal summoned, it can special summon a level 1 from the grave. Generally, I'll go for Jurrac Aeola, and Jurrac Aeola is basically just a monster reborn for my Jurracs, so I can continuously get whatever I want each turn.
Okay, that makes sense. So you have essentially unlimited Xyz options.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And then I also run 2 Effect Veilers, which is also a Kinkabayu target, so that you can easily have those 2 options to go into Formula Synchron if necessary. 2 Thunder Kings, just way too good this format.
Of course.
And my tour guide engine is actually 2 tour guides, a Sangan, and currently it's Night Assailant, but during regionals I was running with Possessed Dark Souls.
Now, I heard that won you a game.
That decimated a game for me against Frogs, and then it's also very good for when a opponent that's playing Exodia leaves this on the field.
I can only imagine.
And last but not least, BLS for the monsters.
Okay.
For spells, for my quick plays, that just run the deck basically. I've got 2 Shrinks, 2 Chalice, and 2 Forbidden Lance.
Okay, explain Shrink, because you're going to take a lot of heat on this in the comments, if there are any.
Why not run Shrink, especially since I figured that Chaos Dragons would still be running around. Lance just usually is not enough. So Shrink is just what you need to get out there, because sometimes the 800 attack drop from Lance is nowhere near enough.
Alrighty, that makes sense.
And I think I got a card mixed up in there, but there are 2 Fossil Digs. I just seem to have one misplaced right now. There it is. 2 Fossil Digs.
Rhoda of the deck.
The awesome Rhoda of the deck. 2 MST. Pot of Avarice, because with Velo I can just instantly put half my deck in the grave essentially, if I need to, by running into my opponent's monsters. Mind Control.
Was Mind Control useful?
Mind Control is very useful. Take their monster, exceed with it, synchro with it. If I'm playing against a Dino Rabbit or something, just take their dinosaur that they already have and use it for myself. Book of Moon, good as always. Same thing with Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, and Heavy Storm.
The Trinity.
And that wraps it up for the spells. For traps, I was running 2 Torrentals with the Starlight Road, which worked out very well for bringing out a Stardust and just Kinkabayoing into a formula. And the Solemn Brigade.
Okay. Alright, let's see the extra deck.
The extra deck, start off with Zen Mains, of course. There's no way you can run
Or you're running tour guide.
guide without Zen Mains. I mean, come on. And then for when Zen Mains doesn't work, I have a Leviathan.
Okay, so those are your 2 3s?
Those are my 2 3s.
Okay.
Then for 4s, I have 2 Lagias and 2 Dolkas, as well as 1 Utopia. I wasn't running a Utopia raid just because I didn't have the room for it and figured it wasn't justified just for the chance that I mind control the opponent's Utopia or the rare case that I ever actually go to my own Utopia.
Okay.
Then for synchros, got Formula Synchron, Cataster, Hyper Librarian, just because 5's so easy to go to, needed another level 5, because 5 and 7 is by far the easiest to go to in this deck, and Librarian's a good option, especially if I'm going for like a Quasar play or something, but I don't currently have Quasar. Still a good card to have though. Ancient Fairy Dragon, just in case I ran against something that had field card.
Gravekeepers.
And also, Gravekeepers, as well as just being a 3,000 wall, and in case I need to get some extra stuff out on the field with
3,000 is a big ass this format.
It stalled off a hell of a long time against Chaos Dragons. Black Rose, Stardust, Mistworm, which really did not see much play, and Shooting Star Dragon.
How many times did you make this?
I made Shooting Star Dragon about 4 times throughout the night.
Wow.
One time during the opponent's turn after a Torrential Starlight play. That was very funny.
Wow. Okay, you got a side deck from that event?
I do have a side deck. I was running 2 Snowman Eaters,
Okay.
which never really saw much use.
Question. Did you have any plans for synergy with said Snowman Eaters? Or just generic hate?
Just generic destruction in case I was running against decks that ran stuff that I just didn't have any other answers to.
It's good against T-Rose, so...
Let me go to some more of the monsters in here. Alright, here we go. Had 2 Cyber Dragons, 1 of each art, and of course a Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon.
Yeah, there were a few Gearja that day, so...
That's what I was expecting, but fortunately...
Did you even play a single Gearja all day?
I did not. And 2 Kaikus, which I actually took out my Chaos engine and sided in Kaiku against a couple of decks that I played against. For the spells, I just ran 2 Noblemen of Crossout in case somebody was playing some pesky